Hey guys, Michael from eKids, and it's time for our Advent Blocks devotional. So let's check it out. And again, man, we're getting lots of days to remember now. So we had the story of Adam and Eve. We had the story of Noah, the story of Abraham, the story of Hagar, and we had the story of Jacob and Rachel and Leah. And we had Joseph, Moses in the burning bush, Joshua taking down the walls of Jericho, story of Saul, maybe he needed a little work on his heart, and David. We learned about David. And we learned about the temple, how Solomon built the temple. And then yesterday, we learned about the story of Elijah. Remember where he put water on the altar and they kind of had a challenge between God and these fake gods to see who would burn this burn pile up, and sure enough, God showed up and made a fire. So that was yesterday. Now let's see what we have. Oops. Today is December the 13th. Whoa, what's this? Looks like maybe a piece of paper, something written on it. Interesting. Okay, so we'll put these back together. We'll put the star on top of today. And let's check it out. It says, God's forever plan, the story of Jeremiah, from Jeremiah, looks like 29. Yeah, 1 through 14. So let's check it out. Let's read it. All right, here we go. Yesterday we talked about God's special messenger, Elijah. He wasn't the only one God sent to give messages to his people. No, God sent prophet after prophet after prophet after prophet, and they were all very different. Some were poor, and some were rich. Some were old, some were young, and some knew they'd be prophets their whole lives, while some were surprised when God asked them to be prophets. One prophet was named Jeremiah, but he got an interesting nickname, the Weeping Prophet. That may not sound like a nickname you'd like, and to be honest, Jeremiah probably didn't like it either. But Jeremiah knew that when God gives you a message, you have to share it, whether it makes you laugh or cry. Most of the messages God gave Jeremiah made people cry. Jeremiah warned them that if they kept on pushing God away, he would actually leave. Jeremiah warned them that if they kept ignoring God, God might ignore them and their prayers. Jeremiah warned them that if they didn't listen to God, God would send them far away from home. Oh no. With every message, Jeremiah cried. God cried too. He didn't want to be separated from his people. He didn't want them to be sent away, but he also knew that if he didn't do something, his people would never come back to him. So one dark day, God sent an army to destroy the temple and take his people away from their homes, the poor, the rich, the old, the young, even the king, even Jeremiah. Living so far from their homes and so far from each other, God's people began to realize that they were also far from God. Now, they were ready for God to send them a different message. It was a message that made people laugh and laugh. And Jeremiah, the weeping prophet, was the one God chose to deliver the message. The message that Jeremiah sent was a letter from God himself. It's, my children, you're far from home and far from me. I've got bad news, I've got good news, and I've got better news. The bad news is that you're going to stay away for a long time. You won't come home this month, this year, or even this decade. So you need to make yourself home where you are, build yourself a house, start a family, plant a garden. You'll need all of them. The good news is that, as odd as it sounds, I'm going to do something good while you're far away. I'm going to make your neighbors who don't look anything like you turn to me. Because of the way that you love them, people from many different nations will know me. But that's not all. The best news, the better news, is that this won't last forever. Does it feel like you're all alone? Does it feel like my plans aren't working anymore? That's not the case. I'm still with you, and I still have a plan. not just a today plan, but a tomorrow plan. In fact, it's a forever plan, and a good one too. It's a plan to take all the wrong things and make it right, to take all the darkness and make it light. It's a plan to bring you back to me. Come back to me and I'll come back to you. And when you do, you'll remember what another prophet said, Emmanuel, which is a name that means God is with us. I love you, God. Jeremiah might have been the weeping prophet, but he knew one thing: God was with him. Even when it was hard, even when he was crying, even when people stopped listening to him, even when the temple got destroyed, God was with Jeremiah. But so far from home, God seemed far away. So Jeremiah began to hope and to pray, God, will you come back to stay? So this is another story. I hope you guys are seeing what the Old Testament really is. It's a story of salvation. See, what happens over and over and over again is the people in the Old Testament, they seek God and things are good. And then they turn from God and things are bad. They seek God and things are good. They turn from God, things are bad. Over and over and over again. And when they turn from God, it seems like God is far away. Well, God had a plan to fix all of this. And that plan is Jesus. See, the cool thing is that after Jesus came and died and resurrected, then he sent the Holy Spirit who can live in you and live in me. So it's really cool. Christmas started something new. And that, of course, is what we're waiting for. We're waiting for Christmas. So as time goes on, we'll see more and more stories, and it's starting to get exciting. I think we're going to start seeing some more exciting things as we continue. So I'm happy. Well, anyway, guys, that's it for today. I love you, and I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you tomorrow. For now, bye.